America 175 years ago and served here for perhaps more than a century. They worked hard, toiled hard, and they kept these assets and property for you. You are actually the owner. So we are glad that you are here for fellowship and mutual encouragement. This conference is specially designed for you. We believe that if the Council wants to impact the Northeast region, the Council must begin from you. You are the one who will bring changes in the association, in the convention, in our society, in our politics. You are the one who will bring the changes. And so we believe that your life must be touched on priority. So whether it is through our association or through convention, if you want to make them strong, our churches, or association, or our convention, I think we first begin making you strong. That is the reason we have invited you to come here. We are grateful to God for enabling you to come. Also grateful to God for the provision of experience and gifted resource person that we have here on the dais. In a moment I will be introducing them. And for the finance towards food and accommodation expenses. You don't have to pay for your food and accommodation. Through this conference, our desire is to ensure that you are richly blessed and spiritually empowered, so that you may go back and become blessings to others. We encourage you, therefore, to maximize the benefit of this conference by attending every session. Yes, you may have the shopping list that your wife gave you, or you may have some dreams or desire to visit this city, which you can fulfill after Saturday, or in between the window hours that you have some break hours, you can. But we really want you to be here. You might have seen so many angels in the white uniform of CBCNEI, and there are also CCTV, by the way. So we know where you are. So make sure that you attend all the seminars. Don't miss them. We encourage you to maximize. Let us make the best use of the provisions God has given us. We are grateful to God for the partnership of Sage Mountain Baptist Church, Birmingham, Alabama, and the transforming leaders in Asia for this. We are also grateful to God for gifted resource person, as I said, that we have in the midst of us. It will be a great privilege for all of us to listen from them and learn from their life. I said that because I have known them for some time, and I also know that there are many stars on their shoulders. You may not see that, they are not in their uniform, but there are many stars there. So when they will teach you, it will not simply a philosophy or ideology or classroom theory, but they are teaching from their own life experiences, the practical lessons that you can learn from their lives. So let me introduce you one by one and welcome them one by one. And I will request the CBCNEI staff to be ready to welcome. And each of the secretary, I'll ask them to come and welcome. Let me first of all welcome Reverend Dr. Danny Wood, and I'll request Dr. Jolie Rimai, our mission secretary, to welcome him in our Assamese style. I request him to remain standing here with me Dr. Danny Wood have been, 8.5 years in the business world. He was a great person of management and 16 years in pastoral ministry. And in this handout which I've been given, have a little bit of profile, so I'm sure you will get to know him more. Right now he's serving a church which is more than 7,000 members and doing great work. They have divided the entire globe in 24 zones, and this is the church which is touching the entire 24 zones of the world. I had the opportunity to attend Global Impact Conference they host, and this time, just a week ago, I was in their church, and 35 missionaries they had invited there, and we had 5 great days. He has a wonderful way of encouraging the missionaries. So, thank you, Dr. Danny Wood, for being with us. Please, thank you.
Thank you, AK. It's good to be back with you. I was here 2 years ago, had an opportunity to speak, and AK was so nice to invite me to come back last year, but turned out that I had cancer and had surgery, and praise the Lord, it was all successful, and I'm 100% healthy, and I'm glad to be back with you and to spend these few days with you. My part is I'll get to do the Bible studies in the morning, and we have 3 times together, and we'll cover the entire book of Luke in 3 sessions. It's going to be incredible. We'll take the book of Luke, we'll look at 3 major aspects of it, and hopefully it'll be something that will not only speak to your own hearts, but give you something that you can share with others. It's a thrill to be back with you, and I thank you for the opportunity to come back and spend these days with you, and I look forward to it.
Now I would like to welcome Reverend Dr. Michael Wesley, and I request our Property Secretary, Mr. Pavan Bhuiya, to come forward to welcome him in an Assamese tradition. Dr. Michael Wesley, he is the pastor of Greater Silo Missionary Baptist Church. 26 years of career as an educator. So you have a real teacher in the midst of us. And also 27 years of pastoral ministry. You can read more about him in his profile. Dr. Wesley, please bring us your gift.
Thank you. It's so good to be in India. This is my first visit, and I'm delighted to be here. I thank A.K. Lama. I thank my good friend Danny Wood from Shades Mountain, all of the people here. I look forward to sharing with you through the preaching each evening and through the study that I'll be leading on developing the preacher in you. And when we talk about developing the preacher in you, we're going to look at 2 aspects. We're going to look at the preacher in you from inside, and then we're going to look at the craft of preaching. So I trust that our time together will be well spent, and when you leave, you'll leave excited and ready to go back and preach the word. God bless you. I look forward to sharing with you later.
Walk in the light, beautiful light. Come where the dewdrops of mercy are bright. Shine all around us by day and by night. Jesus, the light of the world, the light of the world. Walk in the drops of mercy are bright. Shine all around us by day and by night. Jesus, the light of the world. Light of the world.
So independent that we all wants to work our own. We even don't want to work through associations or conventions. Just every church want to work their own. So many times we struggle in the mission field. So the purpose of the partnership was how our churches, convention, association, and people, even the families who wants to work in the missions, how we can work together as the partners. And partners means you are not alone. You have to work with others. And partners is a process. It doesn't come overnight. And it's a hard work because we have different cultures, different understanding, and how does you and the other work together. It's a process that we need to work on. We have still a long way to go, but I believe that if we are willing to work together, I think this will be able to success, and we'll be able to reach Southeast Asia. You know, and that should be our aim. That should be our vision, and asking God to do that. And I believe we have resources, we have a manpower, and things that we will be able to do. But the only thing is we need to come together and work together so that God will use our energy, our resources for His glory. Thank you.
Right, thank you. Reverend Tracy.
I was inspired by learning about your culture. This is my first time around the other side of the globe, but learning about how you see God and how you know God and your love for God. It inspired me. I took a lot of time observing you, watching you, listening to you, and asking questions of the leaders so that I could understand how God is working in and through your country, in and through your people, in and through your tribes, your languages, the differences in the culture here, and to know that no matter where in the world we are, as believers, we can be one, and we can sing, we can fellowship, we can pray, and become one in the Spirit. Someday we'll be in heaven together. And we saw just a little bit of that here today in the last couple of days. Thank you for hosting us. Thank you for inviting us. It was truly inspiring to get to know many of you and talk one-on-one, very intimately, to see how God's working in your life and then how we can work together in the kingdom through the Word of God.
Thank you.
I just want to echo Tracy. This is my fourth visit here, and every time I'm here with you, dear brothers and sisters, I'm inspired, I'm blessed, and it's a joy to be with you and to learn about your ministries. And for us to learn about how God's using you here in India, and we can learn from you as well and help us to do a better job in our work in missions within our own church. And I would just encourage you, if you were in my seminar, those of you who would know this, but my word of encouragement to you is to finish the task. And as we look at every people group, every tribe, every language group, all 11,000 of those groups, that we would clearly see that the end is in sight, and that we know how to take the gospel to those who are in need. And we can clearly see how to reach that goal. And our prayer is that every tribe will come to know Jesus Christ as Lord and Savior.
Thank you.
I'll defer my comments till just a little while because I'll be preaching the final message.
Yes. Thank you.
I'm going to give my 5 minutes to him.
And I really want to thank you again. This is my second time to be here, and I appreciate how courteous and kind that you are. You're wonderful listeners. I know it can be hot out there. There are a lot of distractions, and yet you're so in tune with all of us when we teach or preach, and I really appreciate that as one that presents. And then your comments afterwards. There's just your generosity, your courtesy, your hospitality is so wonderful. So thank you so much for that. And I would leave one final challenge. In the seminar that I talked about building a pastoral team. And just to remember that when we were created for relationship. God created man, soon as he saw man, he says it's not good that he would be alone. So he made him a helper suitable for him. And he continued to create to say that we need to have relationship. You were built for relationship. So as a pastor or a staff member, build those teams, care for each other. And when you build that oneness on the team, it sure makes your ministry a whole lot of fun. Chris has been one of our deacons in our church. Jeremy's one of our staff members. Hopefully you just see that we enjoy each other. We have fun. And this is just a small part of what we have back in Birmingham. And I'd love for you to take that with you and build those type of teams and strengthen your ministry. We thank you, we love you, and we'll be praying for you.
Thank you.
Well, I have two. First, I want to thank everyone who came to my seminar for letting the crazy American ask questions and being willing to answer the crazy American's questions. I appreciate that. But the thing I'm going to take from this conference, I was drawn to the first part of the book of Acts before I came here. And I spent some time in the upper room. And I didn't know why. But I have been impressed, and God has just been speaking to me about unity. And I've been amazed at the unity and the spirit of unity that I see here. In the places that I have gone around the world, the places that I see God working, there is a sense of unity between denominations and between churches where there's a kingdom focus. And nothing can separate that. In the places where I go that God is not working, there is no sense of unity. And it's the one thing that prevents the Spirit of God from moving the way that He wants. And I am so encouraged by the sense of unity that I get here. And that will be my prayer, that unity that I feel in this room continues to grow and expands, and that God's kingdom continues to grow in this part of the world.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Many of you, first of all, actually, you all delegates, if you had not come, this conference would not be an empty place. You know, we started sending information to all the convention leaders, association leaders, 1 year before. You know, requesting them don't have any program during this time, and encourage and send as many senior pastors, associate pastors, lay leaders, at least come, let them come so that they will get to know each other, have fellowship. So when the time came nearby, my program coordinator says, sir, we have only 40 registered, and I was wondering whether we will ever be able to achieve the target of 600. And we started really praying hard, and all the staffs started working hard, making phone calls, and finally we have come to this. I think we have more than 280, and thank God. And I realized that it is good that we have 280. We would have not been able to manage if there was really 600. So God knows, sometimes we dream very big, we demand more, and the Lord knows exactly what we can handle. So thank you for coming, and thank you for being so willing to suffer with us and adjust with us. You know, you have been very kind. I think we have hardly heard any complaint from you all. It has not come to me. If we have complained to any staff, at least I have not heard any complaint, except that some of you had some sickness and difficulties. My doctors and the nurses said that many of you have suffered with your stomach virus. For that we apologize. We are sorry, maybe somewhere we could not maintain the hygiene in the food. But as much, I think you have been very adjustable, flexible, and you have attended most of the seminars. So I want to thank you. Please take my appreciation to all your leaders, association leaders, and convention leaders. and tell them that we really miss them. Tell them especially General Secretary was looking for you. We really expected them here. So that next time they will consider to come. I want to thank the conference core group leaders, because without these group, this would not have been possible. Beginning from Dr. Jolie Rimai, our seminar coordinator, but he was also member of the program committee, and I was gone for 2 weeks abroad. So in my absence, he coordinated the program. So I really want to thank you, Jolie, for taking the initiative. Program coordinators, Mr. Simliana Kiante, thank you very much. He's there, okay. And then also registration and welcome committee, Ms. Kaholi Jimomi, for all that taking pain, Nakini Akini. Then Mira is a PA to General Secretary, but she is like all-rounder. She is my angel. I have to simply express my desire and she gets the thing done. So it's most hard-working staff also. Robin, we thank you very much for taking care of the transportation, hotel booking. So many times they have run places looking for rooms and hotels. So Momembo Kitham, thank you, the mission system. Then also I want to thank Atungo for all the taking initiative, all the T-shirt effort and hotel bookings and accommodation. I want to thank again Mr. Talimua Jamil, our chaplain of the hostel. He has been actually leading the team in the mess, the food committee. Now we are also discovering each other through this conference, and we realize that we are gifted more than we see each other. Actually, we can start a private corporate company of organizing conference. They are all gifted. So he has done a grateful job. I want to thank him also, and his wife and the entire team there. Various groups of staff. It will take a lot of time if I mention each one of them, each of their name. I want to thank Mr. Pawan Bhuya, Finance Secretary, and Vikato Sikhu, the Finance Designated Secretary, for working very detailed about the estimate, budget, and time to time reminding me how much deficit we are. He's still telling me we are still having some deficit. So pray with us. We are a little bit running short of the fund, but God has provided with their good effort. I want to thank Conference Tent Committee, Mr. Auapar, the pastor of our Baptist Church. Suddenly he lost his beloved mother and he had to rush. Otherwise, he was doing for 1 week arranging everything. Only last moment he had to leave, and I think he's still not around, right? He has not come. So we are sorry for that, and we need to continue to pray for his family. Mr. Angam Chahong, Assistant Director, who in absence, he took over the tent and then also took charge of other areas of CLC. I want to thank Mrs. Bendangla Zamir for all the decorations, the flowers that you see. Some of them are from her own garden. She just brought all that. And Kaholi also, and Nikini and Mira, all of them were involved in decoration. The ladies, you did all wonderful job. Thank you so much. I want to thank, yes, we need to thank you. Ladies, wonderful. Then I want to thank Mr. Thankulal Hauki, pastor of Saraigat Community Church, for all the sound system and your team, all these people. They are sitting. Thank you very much for helping us in many ways, audible, making us audible. Thank you very much. Then I want to thank the conference choir. Let's give a big hand to them. Thank you. Thank you, Ben. Your leadership, they are like always available to come sacrificially. We don't have to pay for their travel, no food, they just come. They love singing for us. So thank you, Pastor. The Lokha Baptist Church of Dimapur have been great partners with CBCNEI, and they are always willing to give their time to us. I want to thank my wife also. She's not here. I'll thank her, don't worry. And the canteen team, Lepcha and also other staff in the canteen, Pratap and all the others, we thank them. I want to thank the volunteers group, all the volunteers. Shall we give them big hand? Yeah. And their leader, Pastor Santi, he is the one, Pastor Santi, Naga Christian Fellowship, he is the one who has been doing. And then the publicity committee also, you have done a wonderful job. We want to thank 4B Sapribari Hospital, the doctors team and the nurses team. Let's give them a hand. Yeah. It has been a great blessing to many of the pastors. They are discovering that there are some part systems they need to be repaired. Some oiling is required, oil change. So some of them are going for oil change. Particularly, we need to pray for Reverend Davidson Inti. He is still having ultrasound scanning. He is there, our conventional leader. So we have a great partner with 4B Sapribari, and they actually wanted to do entire thing. The lipid profile and sugar profile and all that. I say, we don't have a time to let our delegates go there. They always wanted to take all of you to the hospital and hospitalize you for one day. So at least they have been a great blessing to us. Thank you. Thanks to them. Thanks to Robin Basumatari and Swam Iswari and all the travel agents who are helping us to book the return ticket. Thanks to them. I also want to thank Awana, Mr. Mohan Kumar. Thank you for, even at the last moment when I said, well, we will not be able to give you time, but they still insisted to come. Awana ministry, which I knew for a long time when I was in Chicago doing my PhD, and I knew some pastors involved there. So when one of them wrote to me, then only I realized that Awana exists in India, and you already have been existing quite some time. So my intention was to introduce them to our pastors. So when I sent the email and I waited, 2 weeks, no reply. So we dropped the program. But finally, they still wanted to come. So I'm grateful you made it. Thank you for it. I hope some churches will be able to get the benefit out of it. I want to thank in a very special way Sage Mountain Baptist Church. Thank you for sponsoring, and Mr. Jeremy Graham also, he is one of the board members of Transforming Leaders in Asia. So convey our thanks to TLA also for their partnership. Without this grant, that magic, the mystery that you are asking, 500 rupees registration, that is the answer, that is the magic. They are the one who are our partners and supporting us. Let's give them a I don't know if I have missed anybody. If I have missed you, please come to me personally and you can ask the thanks and I'll leave you. But above all, we need to thank God, isn't it? Let's give big thanks to God. I want to, on behalf of the delegates and the Council of Baptist Churches, we want to express our deep gratitude to especially resource person coming from abroad. They have traveled far away. So we want them to take away something as some kind of symbol to show a proof to their wife that they were not anywhere else, they were here. And I especially instructed our staff not to buy any big thing. So they have bought very small things so that you don't have any extra luggage when you carry. So I'll request Meera to come forward, and beginning with Dr. Jolie. Would you please hand over the gift to Reverend Danny Wood? Dr. Jolie will hand over. Just to say thank you very much for the time, energy, sacrifice. Meera will give you this. The next, I will request Pawan Bhila to come forward and express our gratitude on behalf of us to Dr. Michael Wesley. Dr. Mo, please also come forward. Angham, you can also come in line. Next is So you are all now tribals. Brother Jeremy, please receive it. And now if you can. Brother Chris, yes, please. Tracy, okay. Is that the right one? Is it okay? The size is the right one. And Brother Chris, next. I request Robin. Robin, are you there? There are different sizes, so I'm just trying to make sure that they fit. Yeah. Chris has to have the right size. I think you got the wrong one. I think, no. And then we got wrong. Chris, we got it wrong. We got it wrong. Sorry. Yes. Thank you. So thanks a lot for your time and energy. Please take our gratitude to your spouse, to your family for letting you come in here, for giving this time. And we will continue to pray for your ministry and for your life and what you're doing. And we look forward to even greater partnership in the days to come. Am I correct?
Yes.
Thank you so much.